Welcome to Deep History. Tonight, you're invited to leave the ordinary behind. Settle in, press close, and prepare for something a little darker, a little stranger. A whisper from the past that's soft on the ears, but strange on the tongue. This is no ordinary tale. This is the feast of strange delights. Our story tonight begins in the deep heart of a manor, a hall older than memory, where every stone has soaked up centuries of silence, laughter, and secrets. It is the eve of midwinter, and the Baron is hosting a banquet. The night outside is black and brittle with cold, the sky covered in clouds thick as wool. Frost grips the bare branches of the forest, and wind curls around shuttered windows, testing the seams for cracks. But inside the Baron's hall, there is warmth and spectacle. You may imagine first a hush that falls when the doors creak open and guests pass through wrapped in fur. Faces flushed from the cold, boots leaving wet marks on rush-covered floors. The hall is dim, but alive lit by the flicker of tall tallow candles lined along the trestle tables and high stone walls. The flames sputter now and then, in the breath of old draughts, casting golden shadows that dance and stretch like spirits. A low fire crackles at the massive hut. Its warmth doesn't quite reach the edges of the hall, but it glows fiercely in the center, adding color to the Baron's pale cheeks as he raises his goblet in welcome. Tonight is no simple meal. It is a demonstration, a performance, a declaration that the Baron is not only powerful but imaginative, generous, unnerving. The guests know to expect marvels. They sit on creaking benches, goblets of spiced wine cupped in gloved hands, peering at the empty table before them with anticipation. Their breath fogs faintly in the chill air, but no one complains. This is a night of wonder. From behind a carved wooden screen, servants emerge. Their sleeves are rolled to the elbow, their aprons already and between them, they carry the first course. A dish of gelatinous fish, jelly. It arrives in silence, glistening under the candlelight. Set upon a pewter plate, it quivers with every step the servants take, like some trapped sea creature trying gently to flee. The fish itself is barely recognizable. Its body has been boned, pressed, and congealed into a perfect oval. Suspended inside the golden jelly are slivers of herbs, specks of saffron, delicate curls of lemon peel. The shape gleams as though oiled, and the air grows sharp with the smell of vinegar and cold fish. Guests lean forward, eyes narrowing in fascination. The servant's knife slices clean through. It's no resistance, only a sound like a boot slipping from mud. Slices are served carefully. Each wobbles on the plate, a soft and silent joke, daring the guests to indulge. Some bite cautiously, the jelly dissolving cool and vinegary on their tongues. Others laugh nervously, unsure if it's meant to be delicious or merely impressive. This, you should know, was a real delicacy. In the medieval mind, a meal was not only to be tasted, but witnessed, and a dish that shimmered, that moved of its own accord on the plate, well, that was a marvel worth remembering. But the feast has only begun. The servants retreat, and a hum returns to the hollow voices. Wet gulps of wine. Candles burn lower now, their flames more mellow, their wax pooling slowly like melted bone. Then, a sound saw footsteps again, and a hush descends for the second course. This one enters two gasps. Atop a massive, silver platter rests a roasted peacock. Its tail feathers, once plucked, have been reattached, arranged like a fan, gleaming with iridescent blues and greens. Its beak is painted with gold leaf. Its claws, tucked beneath it, have been polished to a shine. The body itself has been cooked to perfection, glistening with fat, dusted in cloves, and stained dark with cinnamon and red wine. It looks alive, too alive. A strange mockery of beauty, its head raised high, its eyes replaced with black beads that glint with a faint menace. Guests murmur and lean away, then forward again. The peacock is set at the center of the high table. No one touches it, not at first. Then the carving begins. The illusion of life ends as the blade pierces the crisped skin. The meat inside is pink, tender, and sweet with spices. Juices steam in the cold air. Servants remove slices with wide knives and broad flat spoons. Some guests dig in greedily. Others hesitate, watching the peacock's golden beak catch the light, watching its tail seem to shimmer as if it might take flight. This dish, too, was not fiction. It was a way of saying, we can kill beauty, and we can serve it on a plate. In the flicker of the firelight, you can see guests beginning to change. Their eyes widen with each new dish. Their laughter grows a little sharper. The wine dulls their caution, and their curiosity grows. They are ready for the next marvel. And the Baron, still smiling faintly, gives a nod. The doors open. What comes next? No one forgets. The doors open wide with a moaning creak. From the shadows, 3 servants step into the hall. They carry something enormous, heavy, and golden. It's a pie, but not just any pie. This crust is domed like a crown, brushed with yolk until it gleams in the firelight. Its edges are intricately crimped, carved with delicate leaves, vines, and strange curling beasts, whose names are long forgotten. It takes effort not to breathe too heavily. The rich smell that follows it is thick, buttery, and alive with the warm scent of spiced meat. But it is not the scent that draws gasps. It's the sound, a flutter, a faint peep. Something stirs inside the pie. The Baron raises one ringed hand and gestures for the center of the hall to be cleared. The pie is set gently upon a silver stand. There is a hush, and then the knife appears. It's a broad, curved, blade-gleaming ceremonial. The cook himself carries it and plunges it deep through the crust. For a heartbeat, all is still. Then, a rush of motion, a screech, and black wings explode into the air. Live blackbirds, dozens. They pour out of the pie in a flurry of feathers and wild flight. Their wings beat the candlelit air, brushing against hair, lips, bare hands. One lands upon a goblet, knocks it over. Another flies straight into the rafters, where it circles madly. Laughter erupts. Shocked, delighted gasps echo between the stone walls. Some guests scream, others clap. A bird perches upon a noblewoman's elaborate headdress. Another lands on the Baron's table and hops, head cocked, as if mocking the very idea of restraint. Then it lifts away in a flash of wings. And beneath the chaos, beneath the madness of this living pie, steam still rises. The true dish remains untouched beneath the crust. The servants return, solemn, unfazed, and begin to carve. Beneath the shell of golden pastry lies a dense mixture of ground venison, pork, and pigeon heavily seasoned, packed tight, and still piping hot. Thick slices are served on glazed wooden plates, cranberry sauce in shallow silver dishes. The blackbirds forgotten, now only a memory that lingers in the corners of the hall like smoke. You may think it strange and impossible, but it is real. Such pies were not just legend, but delicacy, a performance of wealth and control and cruelty. Birds, baked alive beneath a hollow crust, then released for laughter and applause, because spectacle was power, and power was everything. The Baron watches. He has not eaten. His eyes sweep the room with quiet satisfaction. At his signal, music begins. Low pipes, the tap of a drum, the slow rhythmic pulse of medieval strings. The wine flows thicker now, the candles lower, and the courses continue. You hear the clatter of another platter entering. The shape upon it is unfamiliar, some kind of pastry molded like a castle for turrets. A moat crafted from geld broth that wobbles with each step the servants take. Atop the battlements, tiny roasted birds perch like sentries. Their bones crackle when bitten. Inside the castle crust, almond custard, flavored with rosewater and sweetened with honey from the Baron's own apiary. The dish is both fortress and dessert, both wonder and mockery. And it is devoured. The guests eat and laugh and lean close to whisper secrets between bites. The shadows grow longer. A fine sheen of sweat coats the guests' brows, whether from wine, warmth, or something else. It's hard to say. Another course. This time, a roast boar's head, its mouth stuffed with apples, its eyes replaced with grapes soaked in vinegar, glinting like glass. Its tusks are polished ivy. Its ears twitch all moss-caught in the flickering light. One man swears he sees it blink. Another places his goblet beside it to offer a toast. The meat is pulled apart at the table, ribbons of dark flesh, layers of fat, blood-rich and steaming. It's passed down the rows by hand, slick with grease. No one asks for a napkin. No one wants one. This is a different kind of hunger. And the Baron, he smiles still. His lips are stained with wine, but his hands rest on the table, untouched by food. He feasts on the feast itself, on the spectacle, the the control. He is the puppet master of appetite. And they dance for him, all of them. Every guest in this flickering hall. At the far end, a minstrel strikes a new chord. A song begins. The lyrics speak of feasting, of fortune, of a bird baked into bread and a fish drowned in jelly. And as the voices rise, so too does the final course, a golden orb, perfectly round, carried in on a blue velvet pillow, served only to the Baron himself. It is not announced, no one knows what it is. But when he cuts into it, steam escapes, and from within, marzipan fruit, dyed crimson and green, shaped like tiny skulls. Pomegranate seeds glisten like rubies, unfolded beneath the sweets. A note, written in blood-colored ink. No one ever learns what it says. But the Baron laughs softly when he reads it, and then eats it, the paper, the fruit, the skulls, all of it. The feast begins to wind down, but not in the way of ordinary dinners. There is no dessert bell, no cheerful goodbye. Instead, there is quiet, that strange, heavy, kinda quiet that settles only after something bizarre, something unforgettable. It clings to the edges of the hall like candle smoke. Some guests lean back, lips stained, fingers greasy, eyes glassy with wine and spectacle. Others stare at their plates as if unsure what's real and what was merely dream. There's a tension that no minstrel's melody can mask, the kind that grows when the line between delight and discomfort blur. Because tonight, the Baron didn't just feed his guests, he showed them power, unquestionable, unnatural, and utterly inescapable. In the far corner, a blackbird lies still exhausted, wings splayed, too tired to fly again. No servant moves to catch it. Perhaps it's meant to stay, a reminder of what was baked beneath the crust, and what they laughed to release. A servant approaches the Baron's high table, whispering into his ear. The Baron nods, almost imperceptibly, and slowly stands. A hush falls again. Chairs creak as guests rise halfway, goblets lower. The Baron doesn't speak. He lifts his final goblet, a vessel carved from horn, rimmed in silver, and he drinks, not wine. Something darker, thicker, almost black. No one asks. No one breathes. He places the goblet down and speaks, voice calm, smooth as glass. To those with appetites, may they never go unfed. Then he sits, just like that. The feast is over. There is no applause, no cheers, just the scraping of chairs, the shuffling of cloaks, the faint rustle of fur and velvet. The guests exit slowly, dazed. Some step over bones. Some leave bits of crust on their sleeves. One man carries a slice of the jellyfish in a napkin, as though proof will be required later. And as they leave, the servants begin to clear. Slowly, deliberately. They do not speak. The blackbird in the corner flutters once, then stops moving. The candles are snuffed one by one. The golden peacock half-eaten is carried away, its tail feathers dragging limply behind. A trail of sugared rosewater pools under the pastry castle, now crumbling at the turrets. The boar's head stares silently as the platter is lifted from beneath it. And the note, that blood-red slip of paper consumed by the Baron. No one will ever know what it said. But the way he smiled, it was not from joy. It was a knowing smile. A smile of endings. The hall returns to stillness. A stillness thicker than silence, as though the stone walls themselves must digest the night. And so ends the feast of strange delights, where food was not food, and hunger was not hunger, where laughter veiled discomfort, and spectacle devoured sanity one bite at a time. In the medieval world, a banquet was never just a meal. It was dominance, a show of wealth, wit, cruelty, and command over the senses. To eat was to obey. To be astonished was to submit. So, next time you taste something too beautiful, too strange to perfect, ask yourself, is this delight? Or something darker wearing delight's face? The Baron knows. He always did, and the guests will remember. But only in dreams. Only in silence. Only in the space where feasts blur into fables and fables leave a taste on the tongue. Good night.